Today we're doing a coolant flush on a 2000 Pontiac Grand Am. Been noticing the car is running hotter than normal, around 210 sometimes to 220 in stop and go traffic, and then even on the freeway at night with plenty of airflow around 200. So I know something's wrong and I sent it in. I had the thermostat and coolant sensor changed. I believe that's the coolant sensor, and right behind it, that mating surface where this hose comes in and this piece meets the block, there's two bolts right there. That's the thermostat. Had that changed, no difference whatsoever. About 200 bucks, just a waste of money. And then someone suggested radiator flush, which makes sense. I mean, really the first thing you should do, and the easiest. And in this car particularly, because if we open this up, and by the way, this is the only area where you can refill the coolant. It does not have another cap on the radiator, so this is access to the coolant. So this is what we'll be using. Notice how much sediments are inside there. I mean, it's black, it's coated. It's really ugly. So I should have done that first, but didn't think about it. So now that I'm gonna do it, I've thought, well, I don't want to use the regular AutoZone radiator flush. I need something really aggressive because I want this done the first time right. So I went to the pool supply store. I got some muriatic acid. This is probably the second to the strongest strength you can get. You can see right there the strength is 31. I believe the strongest is about 34. So here's a real quick overview of the instructions. What we're going to do today, we're going to drain half the radiator, and that is right here. There's the plug right there. It has kind of that security screw where you can't reverse it with a straight slot, so you may just have to get a pair of pliers and cramp on the sides and then unscrew it. So that's the drain plug. We're going to drain half the radiator. We're going to measure that portion that we drain and then refill with a 50-50 mix of acid and water. We're going to drive the car for 10 minutes with the heater on high. Make sure you drive it hard, and really the most important point is getting the thermostat to open so that the acid goes through the radiator, the block, heater core, and just really flushes everything out. So we'll come back. We'll drain 100% of what's in the radiator. We'll refill it with just regular water. We're going to repeat step 3. We're going to drive again for 10 minutes, heater on high. Make sure it reaches operating temperature, or more than operating temperature, to get hot and that thermostat open. We're going to come back. We're going to drain 100% of the radiator. We're going to keep this reservoir cap off. We're going to stick a hose in here, and we're going to keep the drain plug at the bottom open, and we're just going to make sure that everything is out, keep the motor on, and we want water flushing through here all the way down, and just make sure that it comes out crystal clear. Once you do that, you'll tighten up your drain plug, refill it 100% with coolant to the reading on here for max, and then it's all set. So let's get started and see what kind of results we get. Okay, radiator coolant has been drained. It was actually a 3/16 Allen wrench used to pull out the drain plug. Just insert the Allen, twist counterclockwise, and pull, and this plug comes right out. There we go, pops out. As you can see, it's not dripping anymore. That's about full. So what I'm gonna do is just cut that in half, put half of that back in the radiator, and the other half will be a 50-50 of acid and water. Let's go to the top, and you can see it's all the way drained. Okay, next step. So we've poured the, or refilled the radiator with half of coolant and the other half of 50-50 mixture of acid and water. As you can see, it's already eating away at the grime and dirt in there. Haven't even started the motor yet, so got a good feeling this is gonna just flush it out, just crystal clean. Okay, I'm gonna go for a drive and come back and drain it. Well, definitely got a scare with the temperature spiking all the way in the red, 260. Was not expecting that. So came back, pulled the plug right away, and just drained all of the acid and water out of there. So I couldn't capture how that looked, but I did take a hose. Actually, I ran the car standing still again till it got to past 200 with just water, drained it, and then took a hose and had the drain plug open and just was flushing it continually top to bottom, and this is what came out. So definitely dirty. Let's go to the top, and reservoir is almost brand new inside. There is some gunk just at the top, but wow, what a difference. So it worked getting the debris out, but the stuff is pretty messy and aggressive. As you can see, when my cap came off, it ate some of the plastic on the surrounding area here and on the wires. So it didn't go through just the top finish or layer, but pretty tough stuff.